First off, thank you. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak. I have been sitting here for however long this has been going on, amazed. Like Dennis, I'm a year younger, I'm 70 years old, and I've lived through many a revolt, many riot, um, and seen many, many deaths occur that shouldn't have. I feel the pain, anger, frustration that both Val, Dennis, and the other gentleman spoke. But at the same time, I am encouraged. And I'm encouraged because of what I've been viewing on TV. Every city that has had a huge demonstration, there has been a young person that has been starting a march or encouraging one or speaking at it. So that's an encouragement. The other side of it that encourages me is when we look at 4 years ago when Pulse happened, who knew that the outcome would be what it was? And it was because a whole group of people, all colors, nationalities, races, gender, whatever, were there together. And that's what's happening now. The second thing I wanted to just speak to, just briefly, is about racism. People are under the impression that if someone is racist, is if they've said something nasty to someone, called them a name, treated them badly, or as the police be brutal. The way that we can make change is through conversations of educating people. I'll give you just a couple examples of racisms that you wouldn't realize was racism. When a director, white director, tells a Black performer how a Black person should sound, you don't think of that as racist, but it is. When someone imitates a Black person and does it with an attitude, a head shaking, or a voice, a vocal sound that is supposedly funny, that's racism. When you drive up to a valet at a large event that is predominantly white, and the valet person says to you, "Are you aware that this is valet?" That's racism. And I can go on and on because my entire life I have experienced it, where someone will say something and they don't think that it's hurtful. But what you're saying when you say things that may sound simple is you're better than. Oh, I'm almost as dark as you. Those are the things that are inbred in people. And they will say, I'm not racist. Because again, they think of racist as someone who just out and out discriminates or hurts or is brutal to people. When a lady walks down the street and crosses or grabs her purse because you're approaching. Someone earlier had said that white people, every race that has come has faced discrimination. And I agree, they have. The difference is it continues just because of the color of your skin. All races struggle, but the struggle is a bit different if you're dark. Housing, is a perfect example. If you live in a nice apartment building and you come in and they happen to have a doorman and the doorman says, "Can I help you?" when you're holding keys in your hand. When they built, I remember in the 60s when there were riots in Harlem. I lived there at that time. And a lot of things were destroyed, but it was eventually that it turned around and the economy in the city changed and people started to purchase and do. Black people were pushed out of apartments as soon as their lease were up so that they can change that neighborhood. And now uptown, up on the west side, it has become white, which used to be predominantly Black. Paramore, people are concerned about Paramore that live there that they're going to put in brand new housing, but what are they going to do with all those people? Where will they go? Will they run them out? See, this is what frustrates Blacks to the point where they get so angry that their heads pop. It's like keeping the pressure for years and years on a volcano, say, and eventually it has to go someplace, and all that energy has to happen. But this time, I just hope and pray that because of what I'm seeing on TV, because of this forum, that change will continue, that we won't forget it. Because I don't think the news has not allowed us to, even for a minute, not remember the death of that man, because they show it over and over. And maybe that's what we need to keep in our heads. Keep that scene going in your head to help you. But most of all, have conversations with people. You don't necessarily have to go and picket or march. It could be just having a conversation when someone says things like, well, why don't they do this? Why don't they? Why? Well, white people matter. Explain the difference. Yes, we know white people matter. All people matter. But what we're saying is that Black lives matter because they are being destroyed for nothing. It's if they don't matter. I don't want to go on and on because I can, but like, there's been a lot of wonderful things said tonight, and I so appreciate everyone that's here. Beth Marshall, I so thank you. I appreciate you for all that you do, your encouragement, and your putting this all together so that we all can get together and speak. Thank you all, and have a good night. Stay safe.